What's up, guys? So I'm gonna be doing a ketogenic diet vlog every week or so. So the reason why I decided to start going on the ketogenic diet is because I've been plateauing with fat loss. I've been stuck at about 15-16% body fat for the past, I'd say, 4 or 5 weeks. And if you know me, I'm really stubborn. I really want to get lean. I want to get under 10% body fat. So I met somebody about a week ago, and he just started the ketogenic diet, and he kind of educated on me about the purpose of it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this shit a try. So here I am making a video now about it. So the purpose of the ketogenic diet, the reason why it was first created was for epileptic patients, but for a healthy individual like myself, the whole purpose of it is to actually use your own body fat as the main source of energy for your body. So I've actually been taught that glucose is the only substrate that can go into your brain and give your brain energy. I've done more research into that. That's actually not true. It's actually been scientifically proven that when you're on a low carbohydrate, high fat type diet, your liver actually starts producing ketone bodies over time, and your brain could actually use those ketone bodies as energy and fuel. So you don't have to worry about your brain energy, your brain function, whatever, when you're on this low type of diet. I mean, I'm 3 days in and I feel perfectly fine, but again, just 3 days. So that's the purpose of it. What is currently happening to my body? I've noticed I've lost 4 pounds of water weight in just 3 days. The reason for this is electrolyte stores are actually depleting as my diet adjusts, or as my body adjusts to this diet. Done some research into that. It says for the first 2 or 3 weeks you need to about double your potassium, your sodium, and your magnesium levels, just so everything's in balance, and then eventually over periods of time, 3 weeks or longer, that's just going to get back down to normal. So you don't have to worry about that, but for the first few weeks, it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. So what I just did, I actually bought a multivitamin to up my magnesium levels. I'm eating about 2 or 3 avocados a day, so that is my potassium level, sorry. And I used to never season my foods with salt or pepper or anything, and now I'm lightly seasoning everything with some salt, so hopefully that'll get my electrolyte balances in stores for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then hopefully I don't have to continue that. I can actually just go back to normal, and everything will just be back to normal. That's what the research says, but we'll see, right? How do I feel? Like I said, I feel great. I don't have any brain fog. I'm not irritable, not cranky, nothing like that. Can't say anything's wrong with how I'm functioning. I think I'm perfectly normal, so there's that. But people have said that they do get cranky, they do get brain fog on this type of diet for the first couple weeks, so maybe this might not be for you if you can't get through that first 2 or 3 week period of those sorry, but maybe I am getting some brain fog. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. What, of those symptoms, there we go, of those symptoms. So yeah, performance at the gym. Performance at the gym is perfectly fine. Again, just 3 days. I'll give you a little bit of an example of what I did last week compared to this week. So last week, my pull day, my main movement was pull-ups. I was doing 7.5 pounds added to my body weight and 5 reps of 5 sets of that. This week, I actually did 10 pounds added, so increase there. My push day, my main movement was my decline bench press. I was doing what was I doing last week? 130, 5 sets, 5 reps. And this week, for first 2 sets, I did 130, and then actually for the last 3 sets, I did 135. So again, an increase there. And then for my leg day, my main movement was deadlifts. Last week I was doing, what was I doing? 195. And then this week I did 195 with 3 sets. And then that felt pretty easy. It felt easier than last week. And then my last 2 sets I went up to 200. So movements are going up. But again, just 3 days, sorry. What am I eating? I'm eating about trying to get roughly 200 grams of fat, 100 grams of protein, and 40 to 50 grams of carbs. The hardest part, obviously, is restricting your carbs because vegetables have carbohydrates. I mean, 100 grams of green beans has 7 grams of carbs, right? And also, the second hardest thing I'd say is limiting your protein intake again, because obviously you want to get a high fat meal or a high fat diet, and usually the foods are usually like whole foods that you get that are high fats are also high in protein, but you don't want anything more than about 0.6 to 0.8 grams per body or per pound you weigh, just because the more protein you get and the less carbs you eat, your body can actually start producing or turning amino acids into glucose, and that'll actually prevent you from getting into ketosis. So again, if you actually want to start this diet, get about 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per body weight, just like a regular diet, and just up your fats like crazy and just diminish your carbs like crazy as well. The types of foods I'm eating are avocados, obviously. I'll tell you what I'm eating for like my fats, my proteins, and my carbs. For fats, I'm eating about 2 or 3 avocados a day. I get about 1 tablespoon of avocado oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I like to switch it up every day. And what else am I getting? I'm getting a little bit from my chicken breasts and my fish. What else am I getting it from? Nuts. I restricted my nut intake to just Brazil nuts, macadamia nuts, and walnuts, because those are the lowest carbohydrate nuts and also kind of low in protein, but ridiculously high in fats. Obviously, all nuts are high in fats, but these nuts, I feel like, for me at least, for my eye, for my taste buds, these are the perfect nuts for the ketogenic diet. For protein, I'm eating fish, chicken. I have a vegan protein shake, a hemp seed protein shake that is 9 grams of carbs for 1 scoop, but I'm still gonna take it. I don't give a shit that much, right? Well, I do, but like I'm not gonna restrict a protein shake from my diet just so I can get, instead of 45 to 50 grams of carbs, getting from 35 to 40 grams of carbs. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion. So chicken, protein powder, fish, and eggs. Eggs go again with protein and for fat. I definitely like to keep that. This is what I do for my breakfast. I eat just like about 4 or 5 egg yolks, so that's higher in fat compared to protein. And I keep the egg whites for like a different type of meal for an add-on. So if I'm going to do, let's say, an egg yolk omelet, I'll also add maybe a little bit of cheese and some spinach. For the egg whites, I just kind of make a egg white scrambled egg kind of thing, and then I'll have avocado and some green beans or another type of green vegetable, something like that. But yeah, so that's like my protein and my fat. My carbohydrates, avocados have about 7 grams of carbs for 1 full avocado. I'm getting spinach, green beans, some spaghetti squash. What else am I getting? Obviously, you get a little bit from nuts. My protein shake, like I said. And that's about it. I've noticed with this diet, it is rather restricting. I don't like to restrict my foods, but I'm gonna stick to this diet for 2 months and see like my results. If I feel like my fat loss is going great, then I'm gonna stick to it until I reach my goal, and then we'll go from there. But if I feel like after 2 months my fat loss still is plateauing, then I'm gonna probably end up going to see somebody about that and get that checked out. But I'll probably more than likely cut this diet. So yeah, that's what I'm eating. How do I feel after I eat? I feel actually more full after I eat on this type of diet compared to a higher carb-based diet, which is a little surprising because I've always been taught that higher carbs, especially carbs with high fiber content, is slow digesting, makes you feel full longer, right? But for whatever reason, a higher fat diet is making me feel full longer than a higher carb diet. So that's interesting. We'll do a little cost comparison. This is another negative on a ketogenic diet. So on a ketogenic diet, I bought 19 items. The bill came to $142, and just like a regular grocery bill, stuff that I usually always bought before, got 28 items for $108. So some stuff I got with the ketogenic grocery bill were my, like I said, macadamia, Brazil, and walnuts. I got some mussels, some salmon, 5 chicken breasts, cauliflower, green beans, spinach, and avocados. Avocados are a killer for price, man. I got 8 avocados. It came to $15.92, and I like to compare those to bananas because banana is high in potassium, avocado is high in potassium, but bananas are also high in carbs and high in sugar, so it's a little bit of a substitute. Bananas, I got 5 bananas, $1.51, so about a $14 difference for just 3 extra avocados. That's tough for cost comparison wise, but I make my own money. I'm gonna buy my own groceries, so I can do it. But if you can't do that, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, not every diet is right for everybody. The perfect diet, I actually learned this from the guy that educated me on the ketogenic diet, was the perfect diet for a person is the one that they can follow. So that comes into play of what you're gonna want to eat and how much you can actually spend. So if this diet isn't for you, then it's not for you. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna let you know how I'm doing with it. And that's all I can say about this video right now. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also a share. That'd be greatly appreciated. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video. I'll definitely be making more, so give me a like. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.